Welcome back to Dose of Duality, the podcast where we create space for navigating the messiness of life, embracing our community and culture around the state of coexistence. I'm your host, Alicia Ferguson, and my lovely co-host, Deja Riley, is still on maternity leave, so send your girl some love. Keep her in your prayers, y'all. We are sending positive vibes there. Today, y'all, I had the opportunity to sit down with a phenomenal woman. She's honestly so hilarious, so down to earth, and just genuinely a good soul, right? Alex Hill. Alex Hill is an LA based cook. She's also a recipe developer, or a recipe magician, as we want to call it. She just creates things with food. She's also a viral home cook. You've probably seen her on Access Hollywood with Mario Lopez and such. And she is now the host of Spice Baby, which is a Taste Made original series. And we are so proud of her. Like, just seeing her whole journey from starting on Instagram to now being on Taste Made has been beautiful. And so we're talking all things food, of course. And if you are a lazy cook, a lazy girl chef like myself, air fryer cook. I'm an air fryer like genius, honestly. Like I can do wonders in the air fryer. But Alex makes recipes for people, especially like you, who need a few ingredients, 20 minutes or less. Like, she's the person you want to tap into. And we are talking food, we're talking feelings, we're talking therapy, and we are talking dating in today's episode. I'm not going to hold it anymore. Let's hop right into this as I introduce you to Alex Hill. Hello, we are with Alex Hill today. She is a food content creator and a recipe curator, discoverer. What's the proper word you use? I'm throwing out the words that I feel like encapsulate what you do with food.
I love it. Recipe developer. That's like the basic term. Yeah.
How are you feeling today, Alex?
I'm feeling good. It's a little dreary here in LA, but I'm feeling good. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for getting up early. I know the time difference in 3 hours make a difference, especially when
I'm an early riser though.
Oh, you did say that. You said you're like, was it like 5 a.m. you're up with coffee?
7. I'm
7, okay.
6:37. Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like when you hear those hours, especially that 6 a.m., they're like the most successful people get up at
I know.
6 a.m. and do the things. I'm like, I'm trying to make it. Sorry.
No. My dad's an early riser, so I think I get it from him.
Oh, yeah? He's always been that way?
5 a.m. every morning, no matter what, like 5 a.m.
Okay. Yeah. That's and he's committed. Like, that's always been it.
Still to this day, and he just turned 75 on Sunday, so he is like still 5
a.m. to Dad. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Is it Scorpio? He's a Scorpio?
Girl, yes. I have 2 Scorpio parents.
They both are?
November 7th and November 12th.
Oh, wow.
It's nuts. Okay. I know.
Okay. When's your birthday?
I'm a Taurus, April 30th.
Hey! Oh, I love Tauruses. I'm a Capricorn, and so it's like that grounded energy.
Sign. Earth sign. I get along. I have a lot of Capricorn friends.
Yep. I was in love with a Taurus man before, and it just, I don't know what's wrong with them. I think the women are different, but the men just really hard to read, hard to break open.
I've been attracted to a lot of Taurus men lately. Like, I've been dating Taurus men. Well, like 2. But like that's more. That's more than I've ever, So I was like, oh, you're a Taurus. Interesting. So
yeah.
Actually, 3. Yeah. Okay.
Is there? Are we developing a pattern? Is there a pattern that's happening here?
I don't know. God, I hope not.
Wait, so you're in LA? What's dating been like in LA?
Listen, I'm sure you've heard the whole like dating in LA is really bad for Black women. I literally said to myself, because I was in a long-term relationship for 5 years, and so I've been single for about almost 2, and I've been having a great time. Like, I was like, before I moved here, because everyone was like telling me that, and I was like, I cannot take on anyone's projection. I was like, I have to experience what LA dating life is. And I've had a really like, oh shit, my AirPods. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, right. Cause I'm listening in. Right. Okay. But
You're
like,
good.
I've had a great experience. Like, no one that I'm like, oh my God, I love you. But like, I just had a really
Yeah.
great experience. Yeah.
That's good advice. I think that we all could take on is that idea of not like just because someone tells you something doesn't mean that's going to be your experience. And
Right.
if you like wear that, it's like you're already setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, I cannot take that in because I was already single, not at a late age, but like I was single at 33, which is not
Mhm.
old. But like I had a lot of friends that were getting
Same
engaged and
deal.
getting married. Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh my God, like I was freaking out about being single, but I was like, I
Yeah.
can't be with him anymore. So I was just
Yeah.
like, let's see what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Were you dating when you were in New York? So is there like a comparison? Because I haven't dated in LA, but I've dated a lot in New York.
Girl,
And
listen,
what's the difference?
I moved to New York when I was 23, and then I met my ex at 28. So from
Okay.
23 to 28, I was
Oh.
in the streets. It was a great time in New York. Like I had a great time. So from 28 to 33, I was in a relationship.
uh,
But 23 to 28,
you said it be me.
streets.
The streets. I am
I am.
that.
You know that meme where they're like, the streets are calling my name? Like that was me. It was a great time. Awful at the
Uh,
same time,
yeah,
but
yeah, 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 yeah. It's a lot of self-discovery, I feel like happens when you're dating in New York during that time period.
yeah.
Your early 20s, for sure.
Oh my God. And I was broke, so I just wanted to go out to eat. Like I was like, just take me out to eat, like so I can have leftovers for lunch because
It's
like I
still be
can't
happening.
afford. Yeah. So
Oh, okay. So what are your thoughts on that kind of that post that went out where it's like, I won't go here on a date, I won't go here on a date, I won't go here on a date. I was like, I like the Cheesecake Factory personally.
I
I don't know why we're talking bad about it.
absolutely love the Cheesecake Factory. Like I love Cheesecake Factory. I get it. But also, I think if you go in with the intention, like, this is fun, like, we know we don't go here often, like,
Yes.
let's get fucked.
Yes.
Can I cuss? Sorry. Like, let's
Yeah,
get
no, go
fucked
ahead.
up
Yeah.
over like $5 margaritas at Chili's because, like,
Yeah.
so it's like, I
Yeah.
feel like if you go with that intention in, it's kind of like, okay, like, we know we're not about to be at Cheesecake Factory every
Yeah.
day or
Or like
every day.
this isn't our fancy dinner. Like we're just it's novelty is how I see it. It's
Yeah.
like
And
it's a
also, did you see about the coffee date thing too?
wait, what?
About like how women won't go on coffee dates. I don't think there's anything wrong with going on a coffee date for a first time.
I think that's actually a smart idea. And then if I want to continue, let's continue. Like we can continue today
Yeah.
into dinner. Yeah, I like that.
I like I love coffee, but like I like a
Yeah.
coffee date.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like and especially if you maybe don't want to have wine during the day, like it's like, well,
Mhm.
the substitute for that would be coffee. Like I think that's
Yeah.
perfectly yeah.
I met
Mm-mm.
my friend hooked me up on a blind date and we met for coffee and then we kind of like liked each other and he was like, "Can I get your number? Like
Yeah.
I'd like to go out again." I was like, "That was nice."
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes there's so much pressure when it's like the night date. It's like I got to do all these things, and then where are we
Oh my
going?
God.
And it's the yeah. It
Do you
kind
know
of
what
like
gives
warms
me
the ice.
it does, but you know, it gives me so much anxiety about
Wait,
like
I
the
love that
night
you
date.
linked in, so I'm expecting this to be like I'm like, what's she about to drop right now?
No, you're probably gonna be like, "What?" You know, I hate sitting at a two-seater like table. If it's just like a first date, like one on it
Oh,
gives me so much anxiety.
is it too intimate?
It's too intimate. Like I love a bar or
Yeah.
like a booth. So
So
you're
like
kind
you
of like
like
sitting next to
the
yeah.
high takes ones. Wait, in a booth? So like a 4-person booth, but you're sitting next to each other?
Yeah. So
That's
like
so
it's more
sexy. That's so real
yeah.
sexy.
But because I hate sitting, like, especially like a skinny table, and it's just like
Yeah.
you and him. Oh my God. My anxiety is like, oh my God, this is
Or it
insane.
gives job interview too when it's like
Yeah. I'm like, oh no. Mm-mm.
I love this. Okay, so Alex, we have this game that I love to play here on the show, and
Okay.
it's an icebreaker. I mean, the ice has been broken wide open. It's warm.
Right.
It's melted. It's already melted. We know our dating histories at this point.
Mhm.
But it's gonna be rapid word fire. So I'm gonna throw a word out at you, and then
Okay.
you just say whatever comes to your mind. Don't think too deep on it. Just let it come from the gut. Cool?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Crystals.
First word, crystals. I just think of like astrology.
Okay. I was wondering if you were gonna say hot sauce, though, actually. I was like, I wonder if you're gonna go there.
I immediately thought like the crystals.
You're like, okay, let me get my
I know.
calculator.
I'm
Yeah,
like intention.
yeah.
Yeah.
All good. No, no wrong answers. They're just yours. Okay, brown sugar.
Delicious.
Mm. Tequila.
Amazing. Margaritas.
I'm such a mezcal and tequila girly.
I love tequila.
Houston.
Beyonce.
Bumble.
Also fine men in Houston.
Oh, oh.
Very fine men. Um, cute,
Okay.
but not for
Okay.
me.
Not for you. Okay. Okay. No, you're not a Bumble. Mom.
One day.
Mm.
One day.
Cat.
Ugh.
Same.
Ugh, hate cats.
My friend just got a cat and like he's cute, but I'm like, we probably won't be friends in person. Like, I'm not a cat
No,
person. Yeah.
no. A cat scratched me when I was like young, and I was like, absolutely not. No,
Oh yeah.
no.
Okay. PTSD for sure.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Intention.
Mm. Coping.
Therapy.
Yeah. Shein.
Child.
They are taking over the world. It is
They really
wild.
are. They really are. Yeah.
Somebody tweeted, they're like, because when people found out that Shein was selling wigs, it was like, what? They had a buy one get one special on wigs. And there's
Like,
like, so wait, someone tweeted, they were like, was Shein gonna start selling homes soon? And it's like, please do, so I can afford one.
actually, this girl, like, she, like, kinda, like, not designed my room, but she bought Shein curtains for my bedroom, and I was like, "Where are these from?" She goes, "Girl, Shein." I said, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
they really do have the gems. It's
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Group chat.
Do not disturb.
Oh, yeah.
They're
It
all
gets
on
spicy.
hide alerts.
Oh, man. Okay, trust.
Very important.
Yeah. Home.
A feeling.
Mm. Hands.
Hands. I just think because I talk with my hands all the time. So,
Throw these hands.
yeah, like I'm like, yeah.
Outside.
Parties.
Sunset.
Fave,
Oh.
fave thing.
Uh, Biker shorts.
Always Princess Diana look for fall. Yeah,
Always. Yep, yep.
yeah.
And sex.
Love.
Yeah. You're like more, 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 more.
More.
Okay, did any one of your responses surprise you at all?
No,
You were
not
like,
the
yeah,
crystal because I really thought maybe because we were talking about the intention card, so I was like, oh yeah,
or yeah.
crystals, sage, all of that.
She's setting the atmosphere. I was like, I was
Yeah.
thinking hot sauce, but whatever you got, let's go.
I know.
Okay, Alex, what are you grateful for today?
Oh man, I'm grateful for friendship right now. Today,
Mm,
yeah, I'm grateful for friendship. I just think I have one of my best friends staying with me for he's been here like a week, but like week and a half. But like it's just been really great cuz I live by myself and I
mm,
love being by myself. Like earth sign,
yeah,
I can be by myself. But like it's just been really nice to like connect with him and like we wake up to mind you I wake up early. But it's just like getting to know him in a different light. It's weird even
yeah.
though we've known each other for 20 years. But yeah,
Oh, so this is
yeah.
like college, like high school.
College. This is a college
Okay,
friend that he's been in my life
yeah,
for forever. So, but it's just been I'm grateful for friendship for
yeah.
today. Yeah.
That's beautiful, especially when, like, as life changes and you move to different cities, like, it can be
Mhm.
hard to maintain some of those relationships, and so the
Yeah.
people that, like, know you can bring up those old stories, like, "Remember when? And now look,
Yeah,
we
like,
sitting in
and
our
that's
dreams."
yeah, and it's really just been, like, him being here for, like, that this week, and he's just, like, wasn't planning on staying here, but I was like, "You can stay
Mhm.
here." So it's just been really nice. Yeah.
That's dope. I am grateful for usually I'm like trying to be all like deep with it. And today I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm just grateful for the small things. Like I think I should like start going back to basics with my gratefuls. Like I'm
Yeah.
grateful that the bed was really comfortable. And
Yeah.
like I've slept in bed sometimes so it's like, like I need to like upgrade to the foam. So I'm grateful
Yeah.
that my bed was comfortable. I'm grateful that I had a really good cup of coffee this morning.
The
Um,
best.
the other kind I brought was kind of I got it from this farmer's market, which I thought would be good, and it just, like, wasn't.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't? Sometimes it's
So,
like
instant coffee, unpopular opinion, like, regular Nestles or whatever, sometimes it
yeah,
actually hits. It actually hit like, the
it
Bustelo
does.
hits.
Girl,
Look
that viral thing that I
I was
grew
like,
up on Bustelo, so it's
yeah.
like the instant Bustelo coffee that people made during the pandemic that was, like,
Wait,
whipped.
have you made
Oh,
it?
yes, I haven't made it in a minute, but, like, this shit is good. This
Yeah,
shit is
yeah.
good.
That dra it's like
Yeah.
that dragon whip is what they call it, something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah. Delagna.
Okay, so Alex, I want to throw this quote out at you, and I want to
Okay.
hear what your thoughts are around it. So it
Okay.
says, "Daughter, spend your life or spend your love." Okay, let me run that all the way back. Daughter, spend your life loving, not seeking love. Oceans need not seek water. Now read it one more time. Daughter, spend your life loving, not seeking love. Oceans need not seek water. And that's Dr. J. John. What comes up for you when you hear that?
Um, my daddy issues come up for with that quote in particular. Um, just because like, ooh, that was deep for what time is it?
Yeah.
10:40 a.m.
And you're like, I didn't sign up for therapy. No.
Right, but I mean, like, I my early my even in my past relationship, my early 20s to shit, even teens, like my dad was always present in my life,
Hmm.
financially and all of that, but emotionally I've struggled with him because it's like there I didn't really get the dad that was like because my parents are divorced. So I think that also came with it. But I didn't get the dad that was like, a man is supposed to walk on the other side of the street or open the door. And this is how you know a man is into you or stuff like that. So I never really got that. So I think going into my dating life and like my teens and shit, early 30s, I was always kind of seeking the wrong type of guy and seeking love from them and
Mm,
didn't really love myself. And even in my relationship, this past my 5-year one, I still it was like that like validation seeking or like love seeking. So that really resonates with me just because like obviously working through therapy,
yeah,
and all of that, but it's like just go out loving. Like don't
yeah.
seek love because it will come, and it's took me a long time to get to that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, congratulations, or let's say like kudos to you, just because some people don't like when you say doing the work, like the work is messy, the work is uncomfortable, it's
Girl,
nothing sexy about it,
no.
and it's like a tension where it's like you're fighting to be who you seek to be or what you know is on the other side, but like getting there is it's you feel
It's
like you're in quicksand sometimes. Like
Girl, it's like it's the worst. It's not the worst because it's like the best, but it's
yeah,
like people when people like are like, "Oh, I don't really feel like doing the work." I'm like, "Then you can be the same person you are right now." And if you
yeah.
don't want to grow, but I realized I didn't want to keep because I started going to therapy because of my past relationship.
Hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to be like this. Like, I don't want my daddy issues to like interfere with our relationship more than it already is. So that's why I
Yeah.
started going to therapy. And then obviously, like, it unloaded all this other shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but it's messy. Doing the work is
Yeah,
messy.
it's real messy. But what you said, it's rewarding because the thing is the alternative is 5 years down the road and you're in the same position,
Same.
complaining about the same things, dating the same person, just got a different name, like
Right.
the same.
Rinse, wash, and repeat. Like it's
Mhm.
like the same shit. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
scary. Like that for me, when what it compelled me to start like doing that deeper work. And I didn't at first. This is the thing of how what's the word? Let's say pompous. I thought I was. I was like, I don't really have daddy issues. My dad was around. It was great. It was wonderful because that's
Yeah.
something a lot you hear with Black women. And then once I started digging into it, I was like,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
what it was. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Like just
Yeah.
like you said, just because they're like physically present, there's other areas where there's like it gets put on you. And so even my dad, like he affirmed me and things like that, but he was so closed off, and it was almost like a thing of like don't trust people. And so you start to
Yeah.
take that like I need to be so the strong woman who's so self sufficient, and you need to have it all figured out on your own. And I'm like,
Even
I don't
that
know how to be in a
shit.
relationship with a man now because I'm so like
Girl.
invisible.
Oh my God. So my mom took on the daddy role of like, she's both. So she's independent. Like she does everything for me. And so
Yeah,
this even happened like when she got her hip replaced, like 2 months ago. Like she didn't want to ask for help. And I was like, oh my God, this is why I'm like this. I was
yeah,
like, because my mom raised me to be so independent. Now like I have a hard time. Like I got a flat tire last weekend. Or no, it was my fault because I bumped the entire curve. I was like,
small
yep,
details,
flat.
small
Like,
details.
right. And my guy friend was like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "No, no, no." And he was like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." He was like, "Are you not used to having like men in your life like that?" I was like, "No." He was like,
Yeah,
"Alex, like I can help you. Like let me know what you need." And that
yeah.
shit at 35, I was like, "Damn, I can't even ask for help for a flat tire."
Yeah, that's big because
Yeah.
and usually like and I'm gonna reach, but like that tourist nature of you, like that grounded nature, it's like you're self-sufficient. Like you're
Mhm.
naturally just really self-sufficient. And so it almost is like when I ask for help, I give help. I don't ask for help, is how I would see it
Okay.
a lot of the times.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you need something? Like I got it, I'm there. But then asking
Same,
for help,
same.
it makes you feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's the piece where I'm like, "Well, what's wrong with being vulnerable? Like, be vulnerable,
I
girl. It's
know.
okay. Like,
I
it's
know.
okay."
It's like I can be vulnerable all day with my friends,
Yeah.
but when it comes to a man, it's like I'm an open book, but there are certain points where I'm like, "Oh, I'm scared to say it," you know? It's
Of
wild.
course. There's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
piece of, like, the rejection where we're like, "Oh, what if it doesn't go the way that I'm anticipating?" And we don't wanna I don't wanna experience that. No one wants to
Yeah.
inflict pain. I'm not a masochist over here. Like,
No,
no.
no, no. Oh my God. Even telling my therapist, like, did you tell them you like them? And I was like, no. And she was like, why didn't you tell him? I was like, because. I'm like,
You should
no.
just know.
I know he should
You do
know.
that though
So,
sometimes.
you
Oh
know,
my goodness. Okay,
wow.
so talking about and what I love about you, even just saying your open book, like even in just this conversation right now, and that's exactly how you show up online as well. Which I
Thank
think is
you.
why what did Mario Lopez the viral? He called you the
I know.
viral
I was like,
sensation.
am I? I was like,
The
he called me a
viral.
catch. I said, wow. I was like,
Please, please,
wow.
you gotta put that in the bio. And Mario Lopez said I
Right,
was a
right,
cat. Catcher
right.
2023. But your newsletter, you talk about bringing
Oh
food and
yeah.
emotions together.
Mhm.
And so I guess for you, I want to run it back. What was like your earliest memory of just like cooking and any interaction with food?
Oh my god, my mom. Like, I know every woman, not woman, every child says this about their parent.
Yeah.
Like, my mom is the best cook. Like, I don't know what it is when you become a mom and when you cook for your children that you like. I can cook the same thing, and my mom will cook it, and I just think because she cooked it, it's just like that much better.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
something when you become a mom. But like my mom was just so effortless in the kitchen growing up. Like it was like she was like maneuvering on water in the kitchen. It just felt so effortless, and like I
Yeah.
just loved watching her. And I would when I was home. a couple weeks ago for her hip replacement surgery. And I was like, because I had to take care of her. So I was making meals and like doing all the things like a nurse would do. And I was like, "Were you ever tired? Like when you would like come home from work and like cook us dinner?" She was like, "Alex, what?" I was exhausted. I was like, "You never looked it." She was like, "I
Yeah.
don't know. I just like cooked." And then she was like, "By the time I got to bed, I was like falling out." But I just always remember her so effortless. So like around I think around like 11 or 12 is when I really started connecting to food. But I think for me, food is like the medium. And I think it's like the community and like bringing people together through food. Cause it's like
Mm,
there's so many memories where it's a funeral, a wedding, something sad, a breakup, a celebration. You're like, are you hungry? Let's go out to drinks. Let's get food. Like it's always something to
mm,
commemorate good, bad, happy, sad, something like that. And so it's like, I think for me, it's food is the medium, but it's really just bringing people together. And so my mom didn't really know she was pouring so much into me at a young age. She was like, I was like, oh, I think I want to like try this recipe. She was like, okay, like we'll go to the grocery store and like, and I'll just guide you through the recipe. And it was just like that. So that was like, I just remember her in the kitchen when I was younger cooking, and I just
yeah.
fell in love with it. Yeah.
That is, and what you're saying, I feel like is so many, like you said, like so many children's like stories, because that's usually the first instance. No, no disrespect to dads. I'm sure there's dads that
Right.
cook. I just didn't see it. That wasn't my experience. Like, right, that wasn't
Yeah.
your experience.
Yeah.
But they do. They make it seem so effortless, especially when it comes down to like ingredients. And like, when I started cooking, I'm like, but wait, how much did you put in? She's like, it's 4 shakes, or it's 3 this, or just
Yeah, it's
put a
like
pinch. I'm
yeah.
like, what is the pinch, mom? I need to see your pinch to measure it up with my pinch to make sure we're pinching.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I always say cooking is like a feeling, and it's
yeah.
very much like you can follow a recipe, but your palate, like my palate is different from your palate.
Yeah,
And like it's
yeah,
everyone's palate is different. So it's like I can think something's not spicy, but you can think something's super spicy. So it's like it's all about a feeling of how you feel in the kitchen right then and there. So it's like
yeah.
always my mom is always like go with how you feel in the kitchen. Like cooking is a feeling.
Mm, that's actually good, because then it takes some pressure off if you like
Yeah.
miss the mark with the recipe. And on your new show, season 1 of Taste Made, Spice Spice
Yeah.
Baby, we're gonna link it
Yeah.
in the show notes. Make sure you go and binge watch everything. And we're gonna spam the comments to get that season 2 going.
Yes.
But I love when you were making, coquito, and,
Mhm.
like, a lot of things you give measurements for, and you're just like, "It's to taste, you just put a little bit of this, it's strong, so do what you want," and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
laughing, so I was like, "No, I get it though, like, it doesn't need to be a nice
Yeah.
teaspoon or anything, it's just, like, cooking with love," and that's why we say, like, food can be a love language
It
in a
is.
way.
It is. Like, I truly think, like, cooking is food made, like, edible. Like, it's just or cooking,
Yeah.
it's love made edible because it's just, like, it's your every time you go home to your mom and your dad's, they're like, "Are you hungry?" Like, and
Yep,
every time I'm like, "Yes, I'm
yep.
starving, like, please feed me," and it's just, like, that comforting, like and I think that's why I started my newsletter as food it's food and feelings.
Mhm.
So, because it's, like, it's all wrapped into one.
Yeah, yeah. When did you feel like food and feelings, not the newsletter, but just when you start making those connections, like
Mhm.
what were those moments for you? Was it like big celebrations and you're like, I want to eat because that happens a lot? Or was it more around I had a breakup, I want to eat?
I I think I noticed it more so around, like, sad situations,
Okay.
but not, like, death or anything like that,
Hmm.
just, like, a breakup or I had a really tough day at work
Yeah.
or something like I think that's when I started to really be like, damn, like food is really like how you bring people together through happy or sad celebrations or things happening. Cause like even when I had two roommates, my best friends in New York, whenever we had an awful day at work or like a nigga made us upset, literally we would order Papa John's pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
It was pepperoni. We would get pepperoni and pineapple, and then we would get the Entenmann's like chocolate fudge cake,
Yep,
which is
yep, yep.
actually so good.
With the white
And
icing. I want to
no
get into that.
chocolate icing,
Oh, chocolate on chocolate?
It's Entenmann's chocolate. It tastes. It's so rich. I should go get that. But it like we
You
would
gotta
always
create the dupe. You gotta create the
yeah!
dupe.
Oh
You
my
know
god,
you
I
love the dupe.
should. Yeah, but, like, I think that's when I was like, you're always like, "Damn, I'm going through a breakup. Let's go get margaritas." Or,
Yep.
"Someone pissed me off. Let's go get nacho." Like, it's always
Yeah.
around something to make you feel good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. It's like, and then there's the moments where food has that, like that memories attached to the food now, especially when you think
Mhm.
about growing up. And I know you were talking about, was it sofrito? And one of them, you're like,
Mhm.
this is the holy grail of like all
The
the different
Holy Grail.
things. And I can
Yeah.
imagine if you're just like, everyone has their cultural foods where it's like, I smell it and it brings back memories of like my grandma's
Yeah.
house, right? Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
biscuits being made. My grandma was a biscuit mommy. She made them from scratch. Like, every other morning, yeah. Biscuits. I was like
Damn.
3 years old having like coffee. My mom was like, "Why are you giving her biscuits and coffee?" But that was a
Yeah.
thing. So for you, like when you think of like different cultural dishes,
Mhm.
what comes up? Like what are those memories attached to it? And then how are you
Oh, I
'cause
kinda
there
got emotional because
Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
no,
share.
go for me, it's my grandfather's we call it pernil, but, like well, I'm awful with pronunciation, but it's Puerto Rican roast pork,
Mhm.
and he lived in East Harlem my whole life because he died at 94, and he was still
Oh,
in so
wow.
I've only knew him in East Harlem on
Mhm.
106th and First, and every Thanksgiving or Christmas, we would get off the elevator and the whole hallway would smell like garlic and we just knew what
Mm.
he was cooking and he was also just so effortless in the kitchen, but for me that is like my memory of like Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's like holidays, like you make that and like I can still smell it and it just reminds me of my grandfather. Like
Mm.
it's just like it's so sentimental and like every time I make it, even though it's very time laboring to
Yeah.
to make it, but it just brings up so many great childhood memories.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be on the list for, Friendsgiving maybe
Not
now?
not next week because a lot of people, "I don't eat pork no more." I'm like, "Fine." Like, so
Okay, so you eat everything.
I eat everything. I am not that person of like, "I don't eat that." Da, da,
I feel
da."
like your Instagram is so much seafood, the recipes that you put out, like, you have other things,
Lately,
but a
I've been
lot.
doing a lot of seafood. I've been doing a lot of seafood because I get in like weird, like sometimes I'm like, am I pregnant? Because like I get in weird like cravings of like, I just want seafood
Gotcha.
right now.
Yeah, okay, okay. It's like you're riding the wave right now of this. This is
I'm
what the
riding the
body's needing.
wave.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, "Maybe you're, like, pescatarian and you just ain't say
No,
nothing to
girl.
nobody."
I eat everything.
You make
Yeah.
the lamb chops and put it to the side,
Yeah.
like, "Imma make it, but I'm not about to eat this."
Hell no, I eat it. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay, so one of the things that I found, I'm actually have this conversation that I find challenging during the holidays is, so
Mhm.
I am that girl where I'm like, what's in that? My tummy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just pescatarian right now. And when it comes to like black families, when it comes to Latina families, when it comes to any black and brown families, right? Where it's just
Yeah.
like, girl, stop. This is
Yeah.
how we've been making it. This is how we're going to make it here. Like eat the food, right? And so it took me a minute though to honestly get some balls to be like, no, enough, auntie. You're not about to bully me into eating
Yeah.
this anymore. Because then what would happen is like my stomach is all messed up. Or
Right.
sometimes people have like allergies with their skin and you break out.
Yeah.
So like what are your thoughts around and how do you cook if you do cook for those food sensitivities?
Girl.
Oh,
I don't. I don't. I don't. I'm like, so you don't eat pork? Okay. Well, no, okay. So my ex did not eat, he grew up Muslim. He was Senegalese. So I made separate dishes for him when
okay.
it came to the holidays that did not involve pork. And I have a friend who last Thanksgiving, she was like, I don't eat pork, and my best friend doesn't eat pork. So I made like the dressings like with turkey
Mhm.
sausage instead of like pork sausage. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
there are times I am just not the dairy. I have done recipes without dairy, like the cheese and the sour cream, but
Mhm.
I don't like it. So I am not the
Okay.
person. Like I'm gonna make my macaroni and cheese with real cheese and whole milk and butter. And you
Oh,
gonna have to go to
no.
Whole Foods for the vegan version because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But you know what it is though? Vegan cheese just don't melt the same. It just never tastes the same.
No,
It doesn't.
I don't want
It's
everyone
sad.
to stop. Not everyone to stop, but like I get it. But like I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, yeah. And so sometimes when it comes to food substitutes, I'm just like, if it's not the real thing, like I'm just not gonna like I won't indulge. Or
yeah,
do that
yeah.
lactate pill and I'm gonna thug it
Pop
out.
that pop that lactate. But I do think all Black people are like lactose intolerant because like
Yeah,
our stomachs be fucked.
completely. Like, no,
Yeah,
completely. And we think it's
yeah.
normal. Like, ooh, that was good. It got me on
Like,
the
oh
toilet. No, no, that's not
no,
what that
mm-mm,
means.
no. Our stomachs are not supposed to be like contracting when we eat cheese. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
So it feels like you're saying you got inspired by like seeing your mom in the kitchen and then seeing your grandfather and kind of the traditional recipes that he would make. Um, and now you're on like they didn't make those recipes and they didn't do that on Instagram or on like Tastemade and all these other places. Do you feel
Yeah.
like there's like a generational gap as you try to like bring those recipes that you grew up on into the now?
No, actually, I don't. I think because, like, have you seen High on the Hog on Netflix?
So
So good. I know.
beautiful. It
It's
was
so
so
good. It's
good.
so good.
Did you
I
wanna go and
think
get a farm?
oh
Did
my
you wanna start
girl, I wasn't about to buy a farm, but last year I no, was that last year? I contacted like a realtor because I was like, I want to buy. I was like, how do I do this? And he was like,
Yeah,
wait, what? Like I was like, no, I really want to buy and grow my own food.
some land,
But
yeah.
like, I think there's just so much, I think, because how old are you?
35.
35. I think that we are like the last generation, like probably maybe like 40, where we are craving like because we didn't grow up with social media. Okay, walk with me here, walk with me
Mhm.
here. So like we didn't grow up with social media.
Walk us through it.
College, like I got Instagram. That was 2000. When did Instagram come out? 2011, and I graduated
So
2010.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
So
because
we
prior to
have
that, it was Facebook. Or not
yeah,
Facebook, it was MySpace, then Facebook.
MySpace
Yeah.
and then Facebook, but, like, you had to, like, upload your picture to Facebook, so we
Wow.
were kinda like, "Okay, we'll do it eventually," but, like, not
Yeah.
we it's not that deep. But I feel like we're the last generation that's, like, craving, like, where we're coming from. So I've seen a lot of people my age or just, like or a little bit older that's just like, "No, I'm gonna make the recipe that for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
the recipe that my mom has always made, my grandmother has always made because I eventually wanna pass it down to
Mm.
my daughter or my son or something
Mhm.
like that. So I feel like there's not like a gap. I think there may be like different ways in cooking it. Like maybe you're buying the organic pork,
Mhm.
something like that. But there may be a difference with like ingredients, like using like fresher ingredients and all of that. But I feel like we are the last generation that's like craving, like, no, I want these meals. Like I wish I had how your grandmother or your mom used to like write down the recipes on the back
Yeah,
of a
yeah.
picture
Yep.
or just like a piece of like cardboard and like, oh, I just referenced this. So it's like I wish I had things like that from like my grandmother, my grandfather. But it's like, yeah, I don't I that's where I'm like, especially with High on the Hog, I felt like that connection to like going home and actually knowing where you're coming from and all of that. I think that we're trying to bring that back.
Yeah, yeah. I love like those examples you gave because it brought back so many memories for me. Like my mom still, and she writes in cursive. Cursive is like a lost like art form.
Same.
I'm
Yeah.
like, who? And it's beautiful. And I'm like, who is? I can't even do that. Like, it just doesn't
Yeah.
work that way. But she writes her recipes in cursive, and she won't type them. Like I said, she'll have a binder and she'll put them in. And so there's certain times especially when I'm home for the holidays, and like I got on this whole lentil soup kick where I was like, I love lentil soup. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, I have this beautiful recipe, and she like rewrote it out for me and put it in this cute little like binder, and I was like, this is so precious. And I
Yeah.
feel like because I'm older I can appreciate it now, because if that would happen when I was like in my early 20s, especially in New York, I'd have been like, girl, bye. Like, if you
Yeah.
don't text it to me,
Yeah.
can you text it, can you email the recipe to me?
But
But
now
having
it's like you want that like connection because when your mom passes, you'll always have that
that.
cursive recipe. Like
Yeah.
and I'm sure your mom is the same thing. Does she put stuff on the back of a cabinet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
my mom has so many recipes that she's written
Yeah.
down on the back of a cabinet. I'm like, I just like her coquito recipe is on an envelope that I took a screenshot. I took a
So it's
picture
not
of.
even, like, documented digitally, it's just like, "Let me take the one time you wrote this down and go make it
Yeah,
for
and it's
national
just
TV."
yeah, and I'm just like, that's like she wrote it down. She's like, because I was like, "Oh, mom, I wanna, like, make it," and she, like, wrote it down on the back of the envelope, and she just took a picture of it, and I was like, "I will always have that." But
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
yeah, we're craving that, like, connection to, because then
yeah,
that's gonna go on for generations.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're gonna make that lentil soup if you have a daughter or a son, and then hopefully they
Mhm.
make it, so it's like, it'll stay there.
And it's definitely a sense of healing, and I think like just like food heals, yes, the nutritional properties, it can like heal your body, and it's like the science behind it, but like emotionally too. One
Mhm,
of the things when my mom moved from Pennsylvania to Atlanta,
mhm.
I had this cookbook growing up, the Addie cookbook, American Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had, you remember
I had
Addie?
Addie too,
Okay.
I had Addie too.
I loved
I
my
had
Addie
Addie.
cookbook, and the thing that we used to make every holiday since I was a child
Mhm,
was peach cobbler, and I'm,
mhm.
like, obsessed with peach cobbler, and it's like you're making the dough from scratch, like, you can get the little cookie cutters and, like,
Yeah.
make the actual toppings for it, and when she was moving, she was like, I think you should, like, have this." And I never liked taking things from home yet because I was like, "I live in an apartment, I'm, like, moving around, I'm not
Yeah.
settled, like, just hold
Yeah.
those personal items." But I felt like it was her being like, "You're getting older, like, I'm passing this down to you now," and
Yeah.
I made it, for my homegirls. I was like,
Mhm.
"Y'all, I make this peach cobbler for y'all," and, like, it was, like, me sharing a part of, like, who I am, where I grew up at,
Yeah.
like, the
Oh, I got
cultural, like,
chills.
nuances.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so healing because I think about in those moments where, like, I missed home or you wanna
Mhm.
feel that comfort, it's like you go to food. Are there any things like that for you? I know you said, like, the pork or something, but is there something that you make it's a little
Oh
easier
my
maybe
god.
than you make?
Oh, yeah. That's not to take 10 hours. Oh my god, there's so many, like, a lot of my mom's recipes, but even just, like, when I was going through my breakup, I made so much pasta. Like, and I just was,
Yeah.
like, sitting on the floor crying over pasta. Like, I was
Okay,
just
what
like,
kind? Or are we like was it, like, fancy
I made
pasta? Because
I
you're a chef, so
so I love carbonara.
okay.
So I made so much carbonara when I was going through my breakup of just, like, sometimes you just need to sit on the floor and cry
Yeah,
over a big bowl of pasta. And
yeah.
it's just like, it's just those moments where you're just like, "Oh, yeah, I had a lot of pasta during that breakup." Like, yeah, there's so many recipes that just you think of, like, my mom's arroz con pollo, I made it on the show, but
Mhm.
that just is so happy for me, and whenever I go home, she's sort of like, "Are you hungry? Okay, Imma make this," and it's just
Mhm.
like, yeah, it just I feel like food, if you really I always say this, if you really wanna get to know someone, have their food. Like, you can really get to know someone
Yeah,
through their food, if it's a cultural dish, if they're
yeah,
like you said, your stepdad is Nigerian, and if he's making, like, jollof rice, it's like you're really getting to know who this person is through his food. So
yeah.
I always say that.
Yeah. That is such a I like I've without even like I guess thinking about it in that way, when I travel, like I love to take and I'm not when I tell you I'm a lazy girl cook, like I'm an air fryer type of
Yeah.
girl. And it's the air fryer on the stove. And if it's not again like within like 20 minutes or less, give me 5 ingredients or less, I'm like, this is too much.
I
Like I don't know if
I
I can
get
do
it.
that. Right.
I get
But
it.
I like taking cooking classes. It's like the novelty and the experience of it all. It's an activity. I love activities.
Mhm.
And so when I was in Thailand a few times, like I would take cooking classes in different parts to see like, ooh, in the South they use more curry in their food,
Yeah.
right? And in the
Yeah.
North, like it's a little bit different. So I think that's one of the best ways when you're traveling to get to know a place, the people and the
Mhm.
culture. But also we're fortunate to live in these big cities where it's like go to the different areas and like experience the culture.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Whenever I travel, I always try and do a cooking class because it's just like you really get to know people in their intimate space. And cooking is such an intimate act
It
that
is.
it's like you
It's like
don't
sex
really,
almost, especially
yeah, like
you
it's
gotta, like, work
so,
together and mhm.
and like the flavors are mingling and it's like time and it's like just it's
Mm.
patience. And then it's like when you're like, I don't, you've probably seen those like TikToks where like someone feeds them. and you're like waiting for like their reaction. And
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
gotten that so much. I'm like, oh my God, this is me. And then it's like you're waiting on the people to be like, oh my God, this is so good. Like it's such
Mhm,
an
mhm.
intimate thing to do that like you really get to know someone through their food.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think and it's like any art. Like, when you create something, you're doing it so others can enjoy it as well. Like, you
Yeah.
yourself, but it's like the pleasure of seeing other people, like, taste, experience, enjoy, and, like, interact with it. Uh,
Yeah. And
that is
I'm always like, wait, are you hungry? Like that is legit my love
so
language
that's
of like
yours. Like, but wait, you give it. How do you
I
receive?
so my love language are physical touch and words of affirmation.
Okay, if someone's, like, affirming your food, is that
Oh
even,
yeah.
like, double points?
I'm like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more.
You're like, double, 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 double points, double points,
And
double
I
points.
always like for me, even when like I love when I was with my ex, but like cooking on like a Friday night that is the
Mm.
sexiest thing ever in life. I always say if you like someone, cook for them.
Yeah.
It's real nice.
No, that's for real. Like, if I really like you, it's because 'cause I'm cooking, and I don't cook.
Yeah.
So, if my friends are like, "Wait, she made what? She don't even know how to." I said, "I don't know, y'all, but I went to Pinterest and I figured it out." Like, that's what I actually
Yeah.
did.
And
Yeah.
as much as I like, obviously, I cook for a living, but I like if you're in my space as a man and I'm cooking for you, that is like, I don't do that
Yeah.
because I already do it
Ooh.
every fucking day and I
Yeah.
love it. But like cooking for a man is a very intimate, like special thing. So,
It
and I don't
is.
do that all
It
the
is an
time.
exchange. Okay. So now any men listening, if Alex ever made you a meal, you was on the good
Ooh,
side. That's where you
he
was
was
at.
on the
That's
good
where you
side.
landed. Okay, I'm
Exactly.
gonna play another little game. I'm gonna throw some things out
Okay.
here and see if you've made they're different viral dishes on TikTok and see if
Okay.
you've heard about them, if you made them, what your thoughts are on them. I have a few. Okay, so
Okay.
cheese wrapped pickles.
No,
Have you heard of it?
no. But I
So
can
they
see how it's good.
so explain because I don't get the balance of the acidics and the things.
So, okay. So, pickles are obviously they're acidic, but it
Mhm.
has like that so you know when you have a pickle and it's like that
Yes.
like that taste in the back of it. So, in the back of your mouth. So it's like that like I'm losing my train of thought. That like
It's just
sharpness with
okay.
cheddar and then like the umami like acidity with like the pickle, I can see how that's really good.
Would be good. They, like,
Yeah.
fried the cheese, and then they put the pickle in there, wrapped it, and it looked crunchy. It looked good,
So
but I was like,
it's
"That's so
like a
good."
fried pickle? It's a fried
No,
is it
the
a fried
cheese
pickle?
the cheese was fried, the pickle wasn't.
Oh, that's probably really good.
Yeah.
I could see I that's probably good. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
cloud
Mhm.
bread. Have you ever heard of cloud bread?
What? No.
It was like
Cloud bread?
it was blue. It's some
No.
keto type of okay, you're like, "I'm off it."
No.
Are you a
No.
baker? Do you bake?
So I bake when I'm on my period.
That's so specific.
Because okay, so I'm dyslexic in math.
Mhm.
So when I have to bake and it's like 3/4, then
Yep,
it just fucking
same,
confuses the hell out of
same.
me. And I didn't because my mom was like, you know why you don't like baking? Because it's like so exact and you have to like it's sometimes math.
Very
She was like, yeah,
sciencey. Yeah.
yeah. And but like when I'm on my period, I crave sweets all the time. But like on my period, I'm like, I'm about to make these brownies, these cookies, these
Ooh.
cakes. Yeah. So only on my period.
Okay, okay. Only then. So we'll come
Yeah.
over, mark the calendar to come over
Right.
during that
Yeah.
time of
Those 5 days,
the month.
I'm in the kitchen baking.
Okay, a Kit Kat cheesecake.
I don't know.
No? No, we're passing? Okay.
Pass. Hard
A
pass.
a baked salad.
Yes. Because one of my favorite content creators, she does baked salads.
Okay, explain baked salad to me
So
because I love salad.
it's not like romaine lettuce baked.
Huh?
It's like there's different ingredients that it kind of looks like a salad, but it's like baked Brussels sprouts, maybe tossed in like a salad dressing. So it's like it gives you like
Oh.
texture, like
Like a
all the
bowl,
things.
like a grain, but
Like
like
a bowl,
salady. Okay, okay,
salady bowl
okay.
thing. Yeah.
That's my specialty. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm very proficient in making any type of bowl-esque grain,
Love a bowl.
veggie type of dish like that.
I
Okay,
love a bowl.
okay.
Yeah.
Alex, I have one more quote I want to share with you.
Okay. Don't make me cry.
And
We went to therapy today.
we're going back. We're actually gonna go back to therapy right now. Okay, so oh no, that is not the one that I wanted to read to you. I was like, where'd it go? Oh, you know what? Did I not write it down? It's cool. I got it on my phone. Let me pull it up. I think that's one of my favorite things about having conversations with people. It's like, let's get to like there's always surface level, but it's like, let's get to the emotional stuff. What are we
Oh
really
no,
doing?
let's
Let's
get
have
to the emotional shit. I love the emotional shit. I think because I'm a therapy girl, but like I love like digging deep in like
yeah, yeah.
layers.
It's like the why. Like, let me get to the why
Yeah,
behind what's the root of this? I don't like
yeah,
why do I act that way? Why do you do this? Why did this happen? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this one says be alert enough to catch the shade, but healed enough to go about your business.
Oh, bitch. Sorry. That
Go
like,
ahead. No. Go, share. What's your thoughts?
yeah. Like, wait, repeat it again.
Be alert enough to catch the shade, but healed enough to go about your business.
You know what that is? That's fucking growth. Because a
Mm,
lot of people can be like, I peeped that,
mm-hmm.
but I'm grown. I'm not even grown enough, but I have healed enough and has gone through the journey of working through shit where I'm like, I'm not going to respond to that. Cause
Yeah.
that's even in like work, relationships, friendships, like everything. You're like, that's not going to get my attention.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's actually a very hard thing to do.
That level of it's self-awareness for
Mhm.
sure to be like,
Mhm.
like you really trying to dance on my nerve. But
Yeah.
the healed part is like I'm not gonna be triggered. That's how I see it. Is like I'm not gonna be triggered by that. Like I'm annoyed by
Yeah.
that. Like that you tried it. Let's just note
Yeah.
that. Like I don't
Yeah.
even want you to think you got over, but like you're not gonna get that reaction like out of it.
And being triggered, like I feel, are you in therapy? Did we talk about,
Oh
are you in
yeah,
therapy?
I am. I'm
Yeah.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Like being triggered is so, you can be triggered by like anything. And you're just like, and once you realize it, because that's self-awareness, you're like,
Yep.
that's triggering me. And I was like, I'm not about to go into that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that from me.
And
Yeah.
then I'd say layering on the self-acceptance piece where it's like, I'm aware of what it is. And like
Mm-hmm.
the acceptance is like, this is just where I'm at right now. Like I haven't
Yeah.
healed here, or like this is still gonna trigger me. You know what? I got a little petty still. And so because I know that, I'm not gonna like put myself in those situations or whatever it is you need to do. But like I think when we stop, 'cause I see sometimes when people are working through it and we want to
Mhm.
like project like we've arrived, and it's like I haven't, like I'm still I'm
Yeah.
still in the mess of it, you
And
know.
that's fine. And but
Yeah.
that's self-awareness and being like, actually, I'm not there yet.
Nah.
So,
Yeah, no.
right.
I
I'm gonna
remember dating
respond
this
to
one.
this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember dating this one guy, and we like when we stopped, I was like, you know what? Like you're an awesome human, but like I'm not there. Like I don't want to be your friend. Like I actually can't be your friend right now. And I would want to say, and it's always nice to be like, let's just be friends. It didn't work out.
No.
No,
This is the thing.
no.
This is the thing. We did not start off as friends. So why do you want to be my friend now? You know
I
that
think it's
Fantasia
transition.
song? Yeah, like no, like that Fantasia song. If you don't want me, then
Then
don't talk
don't
to
talk
me.
to me.
That's literally how I feel. I'm like, do not talk to me. Like you don't want to be with me. So why are we gonna be friends? Why? Like, just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Oh my goodness, Alex, this has honestly been such an amazing conversation. I feel like we've touched on a little bit of everything.
I know.
Hopefully we didn't make you too hungry along the way, but if you are, Alex, let the people know, let the folks dim know where they can find you, where they can see and get some of your recipes.
You can find me on Instagram. I am just add hot sauce. No underscore anymore. Just add hot sauce. And on my Taste Made show, Spice Spice Baby, Taste Made streaming channel, you can binge all the episodes now. And I'm on TikTok too, but I'm on TikTok for fun. But So, but I'm on there
So
too.
follow, so follow. And the newsletter, where can people sign up for the
Yeah.
newsletter?
In my newsletter, oh God, my newsletter is like my diary. I love it so much. It is under Just Add Hot Sauce, but it's Food and Feelings newsletter, and then you can catch that on in my Instagram bio to subscribe.
I love. So there's so many different ways to like tap in. We're gonna link everything in the show notes. And you just completed season 1 of Tastemates, which is just congratulations. Like honestly,
Thank
like I
you.
said when I was writing you, I was like just seeing your growth as a content creator and the
Thank
pivot.
you.
Like we didn't even get into where you started to where you're at. Like
I know, yeah.
he was in marketing, y'all. And then now you took the leap of faith and like trusted and believed in yourself. And there was a lot of struggles along the way. Like you shared
Yeah,
the different breakups and the things that you were in therapy with and still are.
yeah.
You bet on yourself. And so just shout outs to you. It's amazing to witness your growth from afar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, until next time, everybody, this has been your weekly dose of duality. I'm Alicia Ferguson, and we'll see y'all next week. If you have enjoyed this episode of Dose of Duality, please do us a favor. Like, share with the homie, and subscribe. We love hearing your feedback, and trust us, we respond to like everything.
Sure do. And don't forget to rate and review this podcast. Come back again next week for another dose of duality.